when I'm looking for my favourite Boro goal, I tend to look for the great finishes, probably from the edge of the box, and one that springs to mind immediately is Emerson's fantastic finish at Sunderland in the promotion season 97-98.
Well, luckily for me, I think the best ever goal I've ever seen scored at Ayresome Park was by me, but it's never been shown on camera.
Close to my heart is the semi-final against Arsenal at the Riverside. My own son Stuart had come on as substitute and played in centre midfield. The ball came to him, he did a nice little step and got past the defender, just came to pull the trigger. Well, he did pull the trigger, and the whole roof went off the stadium.
For me, huge one that springs to mind is the goal that Ravanelli scored at Wembley. I think it was just the whole emotion of getting to Wembley.
For a few brief moments there, it looked like we were going to win on the sacred turf. The goal itself, it'd been a long time coming in the game. A couple of Janino jinked through a couple of challenges. Neil Lennon got a toe to the ball. It rolled loose, and Ravanelli whacked it in. Fantastic goal, fantastic occasion, brilliant memories.
It was just an incredible feeling that we'd actually gone to Wembley and scored, and I just never forget the roar that I'm sure everyone could hear back in Teesside from Wembley.
And when Ravanelli scored, there's a great picture of us chasing him down the touchline. Probably didn't do it enough when I played, but for me that stands out, scoring running after someone who scored at Wembley.
Most recently would be Luke Young against Tottenham, because again I like defenders that can score. It's not their whole job, but if they can do it, great. And it was so unexpected, I think, was one of the main things.
My favourite goal of all time, actually, it's probably not the best one, but anyway, it's at Cardiff, Joseph Jobs' goal at Cardiff. Mendieta slotted the ball to Zenden. It looked like Zenden had messed it up, and he banged it across the area, and Job put it in. And the reason it was my favourite Boro goal, just 2 minutes in, he started to win the Carling Cup for us. Some bloke I didn't know picked us up, threw us all over the place. It was fantastic. The party had started.
My favourite was probably Emo's against Chesterfield in the replay. I mean, it meant a lot to the club. You know, it settled everyone's nerves because we'd had a nervy day on the Sunday. Scored early on in that game, and that really settled us down. It was a great strike, and of course it was a first FA Cup final for everyone.
The last game of last season, Manchester City, Stuart Downing, half volley, the new Holgate end, crisp right across the keeper into the corner. Fantastic finish.
John Hendry against Millwall.
My favourite ever Middlesbrough goal is John Hendry against Millwall at Ayresome Park.
Best goal at Ayresome Park, John Hendry picking up the ball at the east end, just outside the penalty area, running towards the Millwall goal, beating all sorts of defenders, and eventually stumbling a little bit as he moved into the penalty area, but scoring in front of the Holgate end. To run almost from one penalty area to the other and score has to be a favourite goal.
Yeah, I know it wasn't against top class opposition, but he got the ball on the edge of our area, and he ran and he beat people, and he just buried it.
Dribbled around the whole Millwall team what seemed like 8 times, went back and took them on again, and then put the ball into the back of the net.
I'll tell you what, I don't think I'll ever see a goal like that again. That Janino's diving header against Chelsea at the Riverside. It's the best goal I've seen here, I think.
The header he scored, he took a few people on, played like Mikel Beck, and then he crossed it in a diving header. It's not really one of his trademarks, really, a diving header, but it was a great goal. Actually, on the replay, you can see me, I'm a ball boy. Yeah, I remember now, jumping behind him.
A move he starts, plays in Mickelbeck, crosses it, and he somehow gets on the end of it. You know, the smallest man on the pitch, brilliant diving header. What a goal that was.
Alan Boksic, there was a game at Leicester City in 2001. I remember him picking up the ball. I think he tackled Jerry Taggart, who was centre half for Leicester at the time. Took it into our own, took it into a Leicester half, and then just chipped the keeper from about 20 yards out. Best goal I've seen.
In terms of like importance, and just in terms of the fact that it was a brilliant goal as well, Massimo Macaroni's against Star Bucharest.
We'd already been there once, of course, in the quarter-final against Basel, and then when it happened again, just that feeling of euphoria that swept around the stadium was something that nobody who was there could ever forget it. It was just incredible.
Massimo Macaroni, just for sheer drama and theatre, if you like, to score that header at the end of the Stoia Bucharest game, which was incredible. Comeback twice, the Basel game and then the Stoia Bucharest one that got us to a UEFA Cup final.
Just the roof absolutely came off when that goal went in. You know, got to the UEFA Cup final. Just the nature of the comeback and everything that header in the dying moments of the game. It was absolutely incredible.
I'll never forget Darwin running down the wing, crossing it over, and Massimo's baldy bonds getting on the end of it and sending the crowd into raptures. It was like probably the most wonderful moment ever as a Boro fan.
Not the best goal, but just what it stood for, what it represented and what it brought the football club.